The Great Meadow Race. Patience versus speed. Who will win? Once upon a time, in a sunny, lively meadow nestled between rolling hills and fields of colorful flowers, animals of all shapes and sizes gathered each day. They met to play, share stories, and enjoy the warm days together. Among them were two friends, Harold the Hare and Timothy the Tortoise. Though they were as different as could be, their friendship brought them joy and laughter. Harold, the Hare, was a bundle of energy, darting from place to place like a flash of lightning. His sleek fur and long legs made him the fastest animal in the meadow, and he often showed off his speed with a twinkle in his eye. "Watch me go," he'd say, racing across the field, leaving the other animals amazed, and sometimes a little dizzy. Timothy, the tortoise, was quite the opposite. With his calm demeanor and slow, steady movements, he enjoyed the world at his own pace. Timothy loved to watch the butterflies, listen to the chirping crickets, and feel the soft breeze against his shell. He believed that there was beauty in taking time, and that each step, no matter how small, had its own rhythm and purpose. One bright morning, as the animals gathered near the sparkling stream, Harold proudly declared, "There's no one in this meadow who can outrun me. I'm the fastest there is." The animals chuckled, but they all agreed that Harold was indeed the speediest. But then, Timothy looked up with a friendly smile and said, "Harold, speed is wonderful, but sometimes patience and persistence can be just as powerful." The animals grew quiet, curious about where this conversation was heading. Harold grinned at Timothy, shaking his head. "Oh, Timothy, you're my friend, but racing against me would be hopeless for you. You wouldn't stand a chance." Timothy, still smiling, replied, "Well, Harold, I'd like to try. How about a race between the two of us? Let's see which is better, speed or steady steps." The animals gasped in surprise. A race between the fastest and the slowest? How exciting! The meadow buzzed with excitement as the animals chose a path that wound through the grass, around tall trees, and over a gentle hill. They placed a bright flower as the finish line, and soon, everyone was talking about the big race between Harold and Timothy. At sunrise the next morning, the animals gathered to cheer for their friends. Harold hopped up to the starting line, full of energy and confidence. Timothy moved slowly to a spot, his gaze focused and calm. With a cheerful chirp from a little bird, the race began. Harold shot forward, a blur of fur and speed. The animals cheered as he zoomed ahead, quickly disappearing down the path. Timothy, however, took his first step slowly and carefully. His friends cheered just as loudly, clapping their paws and calling out words of encouragement. Harold, far ahead, felt so confident in his lead that he decided to rest under a shady tree. "I'll just take a quick nap," he thought. "Timothy will never catch up to me." And with that, Harold closed his eyes, dreaming of his victory. Meanwhile, Timothy kept moving, one slow step at a time. He passed flowers swaying in the breeze, butterflies fluttering by, and even the occasional friendly ant cheering him on. The sun climbed higher in the sky, but Timothy didn't stop. Each step brought him closer to his goal. When Harold finally woke up, he stretched and looked around, only to see Timothy in the distance, slowly but surely making his way toward the finish line. Panic set in as he realized that Timothy might just beat him. With a burst of speed, Harold dashed forward, determined to win. But it was too late. Just as Harold was catching up, Timothy took his final, steady step across the finish line. The animals erupted in cheers, clapping and calling Timothy's name. Harold, panting and tired, stopped beside his friend and stared in disbelief. Timothy looked at Harold with a kind smile. "You see, Harold, it's not always about being the fastest. Sometimes, it's about having patience and never giving up, no matter how long the journey takes." Harold took a deep breath and, for the first time, saw Timothy in a new light. "You're right, Timothy. I was so sure I'd win that I forgot about the importance of persistence. Congratulations, my friend." He gave Timothy a respectful nod, filled with admiration. From that day on, the story of the tortoise and the hare was told throughout the meadow and beyond. Harold and Timothy continued to be great friends, but now, Harold had a new appreciation for Timothy's wisdom and determination. Every time the animals gathered, they shared this tale as a reminder that success isn't always about speed. Sometimes, it's the steady steps, patience, and the courage to keep going that lead to the sweetest victories. The end.